Aloha, y'all. It is Saturn's Day. I'm trying to think. It's all confused. Yeah, Saturn's Day. Saturday, the 23rd of April. The sun is in Taurus, 3 degrees. Moon is in Aquarius at 3 degrees. Mercury's at Taurus at 22 degrees. Venus is at Pisces at 19 degrees. Mars is at 6 degrees Pisces. Jupiter's at Pisces, 26 degrees. Saturn is at 23 degrees Aquarius. Uranus is at 14 degrees Taurus. Neptune is at 24 degrees Pisces, still loosely conjunct 2 degrees with Jupiter. Pluto's at Capricorn, 28 degrees, and the North Node is at 22 degrees Taurus retrograde, conjunct Mercury exactly. So let's get into it. But it is a Ajna Chakra day, third eye chakra. This is corresponding with your pituitary gland in the center of your brain, between the eyebrows, as they say. Keywords are intuition, mysticism, and understanding. Positive aspects are highly intuitive, faithful, clear-sighted, integrous, and orderly-minded. Negative aspects are the inability to trust your intuition, a scattered mind, inconsiderate, and blinkered vision. The mantra is Om, and you do that in the key of A, so it's Om, or whatever that would sound like in A. Spiritual activities include reflection, contemplation, meditation, creative use of your imagination. Essential oils are camphor, sweet pea, and heliotrope. Plant is almond blossom. Metal is silver. The element is the cosmos. Musical note is A. Crystals are sapphire, lapis lazuli, and tanzanite. And the soul lesson is detachment and intuition on this Saturn's Day. So hopefully you all are doing well. It was pouring rain for hours last night, so that's how it's gone down here in Costa Rica. And there was a lot of thunder and lightning. So I guess that's just how it is. They were even saying, the hosts were saying that this is how the rainy season is. Maybe it started early kind of thing. So, je ne sais pas. But let's go ahead and pull some cards, see what's going on this Saturn's Day. What wants to pop? We've got the Strength card. Beautiful card, as I'm going to be eating some mushrooms today. I've only got so many weeks left, so I'm having to basically trip once a week. Which is kind of intense, but I'll do it. For the cause, right? So the Strength card, if you don't know, is a major arcana card. It corresponds to Leo. So if you're a Leo, this is your card. I'm a Leo rising. I'm a progressed Leo sun, actually. So, Strength card. It's about trusting yourself, letting your inner endurance shine. And it reminds me a little of Mario Kart racing, where it's like, you know, you gotta just race to the finish, and hopefully nobody has that blue shell. Well, trust yourself, let your inner endurance shine, use your power to embrace the amazing person within. You have everything within you to succeed. And I need to remember that, because sometimes I forget. It's like, oh, I need to get a degree, or oh, I need to do this or that, or go here, or meet this person, or whatever. And it's like, actually, you have everything you need. And these aren't bad things, but you need to realize that everything that's without you is within you, right? So have the strength to know that anything outside of yourself that you're trying to engage with or avoid is ultimately inside of you as well. So it was within, so without. So Strength card. I face my fears with the strength of love and patience. Well, this card symbolizes strength. Its nature is very different and in great contrast to the masculine counterpart of strength, which is the Chariot. Sheer determination and will are not wielded. Instead, the lions that symbolize our innate power and instincts, the frenzy and passion of our emotions, are tamed by the calm, loving, and sure touch of the feminine and purity of heart. The lions have deferred to her inner strength and self-mastery and know that they will not be harmed. The feminine speaks the language of the heart and is fearless in its truth. The mandalas, alive in the background, behind her are generated from the patterns of particle collisions. Particle accelerators allow physicists to study subatomic particles by speeding them in powerful magnetic fields. Then they trace the interactions that result from collisions, enabling them to delve into the mysteries of the universe, the nature of dark matter, and the deep structure of space and time, very Saturn and Aquarius. These particle mandalas represent the phenomenal power and energy that is embedded in nature. And I think it's funny, the moon in Aquarius, it's also talking about, you know, scientific kind of stuff. Like a mirror, they reflect the powerhouse of humanity waiting to be released. Power is total and complete in itself, making no demands. It instead gives energy, supplies, supports, and sustains. Mercury in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, North Node in Taurus. It's steady as she goes. It's not just like this exertion of drama. It's steady and staid power. Its inferior cousin, force, takes it away. Incomplete and always needs to be fed energy from the outside. Very South Node in Scorpio. Power being whole needs nothing. The feminine archetype, supremely courageous and heartfelt, in the face of daunting odds, knows how to embrace and accept that which otherwise could be lethal and dangerous. She understands the power of acceptance, trusts it wholeheartedly. From experience, she knows that when we face our fears, when we face and bring light to our shadows, they disappear. That's not to say that she doesn't feel fear, merely that she feels it and acts anyway. Here is the courage, for instance, to face another day when the life of a beloved child has been tragically snatched away, the courage to be in the chaos and meaninglessness of it all, to be in the abyss of life where nothing makes sense. This is the inner strength required when war and natural disasters bring chaos to family and communities, when war crimes seemingly destroy all sense of respect and hope. The strength to carry on with power and integrity, however dreadful the circumstance, love yoked with the power of passion. Strength, therefore, suggests that you have the capacity to endure and overcome the obstacles which are presenting themselves to you right now. And, I mean, I'm not in a bad place by any means. I feel good, body, mind, and soul in a sense, but I'm kind of like a little weary. So this is nice that this is coming up for me. By calming the negative forces with the breath, witnessing the self-talk as a stream of consciousness rather than the truth, you give yourself the space to breathe new love. And we want that space, Moon in Aquarius, to feel grounded and still. Buddha was, Siddhartha Gautama was supposedly a Taurus. And with the Sun in Taurus, North Node in Taurus, we want to be getting in that still place under the Bodhi tree and letting all the chaos of the demons and the temptations and the confusion around us be touched by the stillness of us saying, no, chill, Zen mode, right? That's kind of what we want to be doing. The witness, right? Witnessing the self as a stream of consciousness rather than the truth. You give yourself space to breathe new love. It speaks of being aware and acknowledging the instinctual energies that want to lash out and rage at the injustices of life and tempering them from the inner well of love, compassion, and kindness. It asks you to relinquish your doubts, realign with your principles and courage, and thus reveal your true inner strength. So today on this Saturn's Day, we've got the Strength card, trusting yourself, letting your inner endurance shine, using your power to embrace the amazing person within. You have everything within you to succeed. And that is a beautiful thing to remember. It's kind of like when I find myself in times of trouble. Mother Mary, the wisdom from beyond, Neptune conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, Mars and Venus in Pisces. Mother Mary comes to me, whisper words of wisdom. Let it be what? Still, strong, focused, centered, witnessing well, right? That kind of strength. The strength of a tree during a storm that doesn't go anywhere. I mean, its branches might fly around a bunch. And it might even get struck by lightning, but it doesn't go anywhere. I'm saying that because I'm looking out and I'm seeing that a banana tree has fallen. Ironically, I think it was an engineering mistake. They wanted one of the two banana trees cut down, and I think the kid who hacked it, the banana trees maybe fucked up the roots, and it rained a lot last night, and now this 20 or 30 foot banana tree is fallen over. Odds are I'll probably have to help deal with that. So, we've got the 10 of Wands. You have strength for what? Overcoming obstacles and holding on to so much. Tens are the completion, right? And Wands, if you didn't know, are fire signs. So if you're an Aries, a Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, and we do have the Leo card, which is a fire sign, as the card of the day. With the 10 of Wands, it's kind of talking about, juggling way too much passion, kind of the end of the line with all the fingers in all the pots. I will get into it. But yeah, if you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, Wands are naturally your suit. I carry the burdens of life. Lighten your load and admire the beauty surrounding you. Determination to see the situation through to the end. Make one more good push. So I think we do have the strength to push through, to break on through to the other side. The other side of what? Our awareness. It's both and, right? Like the world is good and evil, and we see the polarity, but we need to transcend and see that middle path, that third way. Because there's aspects beyond good and evil. So don't just, and I was just saying, I feel a little weary. I mean, I'm working out every day, and I've actually doubled the workout load. So because I don't know, I wanted to challenge myself. I'm trying to get strong and fit and svelte or whatever. Tripping once a week on mushrooms, pretty intense regimen. Maybe I won't even do it, but you know, takes a lot of strength and fortitude, and maybe I'm burning too many candles at both ends, kind of thing. Go, go, go. I used to take naps. I should probably get back into that habit, but 35-minute power naps. I haven't done that in a while. So maybe I'm just pushing too hard. But I think all of us feel the Uranus conjunct Mercury loosely, if I think it's like 7 degrees apart, so it's not exactly conjunct yet, but Uranus in Taurus with Mercury in Taurus, North Node in Taurus, we're feeling just like, you know, a whole lot of pent up tension, and we're wondering what to do with that tension. We're like, I've saved up all these pennies, now how do I spend it? I've you know, done all this working out, now who do I, you know, use this power with or strength on or whatever. So we have the strength, but we might be going really a little excessively hard in the paint. So we want to make sure we're tempering it, Sun and Taurus, and keeping our cool head, Moon in Aquarius. So let's get an animal card. We've got the Bull, Sacrifice. I just said we had a thunder and lightning last night, and we never really have that here in Costa Rica. It was kind of, in the 2 months I've been here, I think that was the first lightning storm I've seen, and it was pretty continuous for hours. So here we go, and it's Taurus season, Taurus North Node, Taurus and Uranus, very much that energy. Number 40, I said 10, because I can't read these numbers. Number 40. Bulls on parade. Sacrifice. All worthwhile things mean we must sacrifice something. It's the law of exchange. Martyrdom rarely is a good choice. It is good to trust your tribe, right? Moon in Aquarius, trust your tribe emotionally. It is good to trust your tribe. Have faith that all will be well, right? You do have the strength. All will be well. You do have what it takes. But are you biting off too much? Have faith that all will be well. Reciprocity and offering to something bigger than yourself is a powerful act. Mythos. There is little agreement upon the true origins of the cult of Mithras, partially due to its inherently hidden and mysterious nature, South Node in Scorpio, Neptune and Jupiter conjunct Pisces, and the way its rites and rituals were communicated through a tightly held hierarchical structure, Saturn in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius. What we know from the dark holy caverns called Mithriums is that men only met in the deepest wombs of the earth, very Taurus, Mercury, very Taurus, North Node, in the earth. Only men, numbering no more than 40 at a time, entered and conducted worship and rituals to enliven the god Mithras as he killed a sacrificial bull called the Tauroctony. This blood sacrifice was not just a symbol of laying down of a life for a higher purpose, but a scene literally reflected in the night sky in the shape of the constellation Perseus and the goddess Luna. The snake eating its tail, called the Ouroboros, also featured around Mithras, indicating a never-ending cycle of creation, death, and rebirth. And in a sense, in a modern kind of physics sense, that's very toroidal, right? It's this kind of self feedback loop, basically. It is said that the handshake, like when you shake someone's hand, the handshake, a signal of a bond between men of peace and agreement, very Aquarius Moon, Saturn in Aquarius, very Taurus Sun, really, because it's very firm and grounded, has its origins in Mithraic ritual, and that this is how the cult members found each other. It is no wonder, then, that Mithras became popular with the Roman soldier. War in those times was a bloody and serious business, and gods who promoted honor between men of action, represented sacrifice for the greater good, and reflected a cycle of rebirth, were particularly relevant for the legions of fighting men who risked their lives for long periods for the glory of Rome. In ancient civilization, the sacrificing of a bull was part of important rituals. Bulls were sacrificed as a valuable and important gift or offering to the gods, and sometimes to seal important pacts and vows. Time and again, in ancient texts, we learn how important bull sacrifices was, like in the Bible. In ancient Egypt, the Apis bull was probably one of the best examples of this. Apis was a god of fertility and was related to the god of Ptah, and it's ironic because Ptah, P-T-A-H, is the echo of that symbology is the Oscar statue. To honor the god, a real bull was affirmed as the Apis bull, a specially bred bull that represented the Apis on earth, right? As above, so below kind of stuffs. These bulls were marked very distinctively and were carefully looked after. When a sacred Apis bull died, it was time of great mourning, and a series of huge rituals and festivals was undertaken. So this is very North Node, Sun in Taurus, right? Mercury in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, a lot of bull energy. They were taken care of and even ritually sacrificed in a very particular way. The new successor was observed very carefully for omens and signs for oracle interpretation. The animal, officially a bull, is an intact, as in not vasectomy or whatever, is an intact male of the cattle family. Dependent upon the creed, they can be, there's another word, it's not vasectomy, it's castrated, there you go. Dependent upon the breed, they can be incredibly large and weigh up to 1,000 kilograms. They are magnificent animals, muscular and extremely strong, and most often with large curved horns. They represent fertility and power to even the most casual of observers. Bulls have a reputation for having a short temper and a nasty temperament, but this is only true of the dairy breeds that have that predisposition. They will often put up a threat display that includes charging and pawing the ground. While this aggression is common, bulls have been recorded defending humans against other threats such as wolves, the magic, which is why we're all here. Most societies no longer sacrifice bulls like our ancestors did, but the concept of sacrifice does remain. Bull energy can help you make the sacrifices you may need to make in order to support your work or something you desire. Bull magic can also be used to move yourself out of the sacrificial or martyrdom position you may have fallen into. Many of us continually sacrifice our own needs over and over and become unhealthily selfless as a result. This only breeds resentment and extreme neediness, which is very damaging to your own growth. Right? That kind of extreme codependence and neediness and addiction is South Node Scorpio. Symbology: bull with horned sun disk, horns, handshake, man sacrificing a bull. Status: the status of most breeds is of least concern. So they're doing all right. We haven't taken them off the planet. But with the strength card, when you give a firm handshake, right, you're showing your strength, kind of. The strength card of the day, sometimes these Mithriums were in the dark, and only people down there were able to see that with their third eye, see the whole picture. And I know in the Bible, it seems like in other cultures, that shit tons of bulls were sacrificed for whatever reasons, religious, political, etc. Ten of Wands is the clarifying card. Is like, don't just go excessive, right? If I'm going to eat mushrooms today, eat a reasonable amount. Don't eat 20 grams kind of thing, right? So we have the strength to do the thing, but we want to make sure we're not burning out while we do it. We want to be tapping into our intuition on this Saturn's day. Ultimately, sometimes sacrificing things like your ego on psychedelics, or maybe your attachments to relationships or worldly status or whatever. South Node in Scorpio, releasing that, going towards the North Node in Taurus, the bull, Sun in Taurus, Moon in Aquarius, because we want to be calm, still, detached, and steady as she goes. So sacrifice is the animal. Sacrifice what? That excess of spirit. Maybe you just got too many, things in the oven, and it's just like focus on one or two dishes, not like an all-you-can-eat buffet. You do have the strength to make it happen, but you have to be a little more discerning than just, and a little more wise, a little more intuitive than to just, try everything and hope for the best. That's not necessarily the wisest move for anybody. Not even nature assumes that much. That's why seeds, it's like, it spreads its seeds. Let's put it this way. Seeds are made, I guess, and propagated, but it's not expected that every seed is going to be sown, right? So the hexagram of the day is number 26. How do I get up this mountain, right? I'm going to have to use my intuition. You have the strength to do it, but maybe you've got to let go of your backpack to get up the slippery rocks, whatever. Or maybe this is a mountain. There's a really good documentary, I think it's called Seven Peaks or something like that, about a guy who did all the tallest mountains in the world in a year, I think. It's on Netflix. And it's like, this is like the 7th mountain. It's like, do you really need to do that? The 8th mountain, maybe after the whole chain. It's like, it's a little excessive. So number 26, I believe, which is the degree of my sun in Gemini. All right, so power of the great to tame. You have gathered sufficient strength to, can you make it up, right? You've gathered, 10 of Wands is about gathering a lot of things, maybe too many. You've gathered what? Strength. You've gathered the strength. You've gathered sufficient strength to realize the most ambitious plans. Carefully and honestly take a look at yourself and the goals you're striving to reach. If you are in harmony with the creative forces in the cosmos, you will achieve something great and find much recognition. Such a phase is too precious to squander on trivial and everyday activities. Use your present strength to achieve real changes. You can now inspire and motivate other people as well. Moon in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius. Hidden treasure, South Node in Scorpio. Hidden treasure lies buried in yourself, in your feelings and thoughts, right? In your feelings and thoughts. Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces, conjunct. You now possess the inner clarity and outer energy to bring this treasure to light. Beautiful. So we have the strength, we've been digging for the treasure, and now we're hitting, dig. It's like, I think X marks the spot, I think this is where it is, and then clink, we've hit the chest, right? But you're wondering, how do I get up? How does the small tame the great, right? Through strength, through sacrifice, sacrificing your fear, sacrificing your overextension, right? You want to just get focused and see the few goals, and you can make them happen, but you don't want to, if you aim at 10 things, you're probably going to hit 5, maybe 2 perfectly, right? It's that kind of thing. So we have the strength to hit our target, but know that you got to sacrifice idealism, which is the shadow kind of all this Pisces, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Neptune energy. Not everything is going to be peachy all the time. All high good vibes, man, and nothing's going to bring me down, and don't harsh my vibes, that kind of stuff. It's like life is difficult, 10 of Wands, and we have to overcome obstacles, and we can, strength card, but it takes sacrifice of naivete, false, naive idealism, and also codependence, South Node of Scorpio. We have to release emotional and physical addictions in order to get it done, and we have the strength to do that. And then when you kind of release those things, you tap into a higher vision, and the song just keeps going forward, right? It's just like in the game Mario. It's like you beat one level, you go to the next. It never ends, but sometimes certain levels take a little more strategy and time, and then you beat it. You jump across the little thing and grab the flag and go down, right? So let's get a stone. We've got selenite. I've always pronouncing things incorrectly. Chiron in Gemini life. Oh, to be a sun moon Gemini with a Chiron in Gemini. See, can't even say it my own side right. Selenite, you can quadruply entangle with this, especially with the moon in Aquarius and Saturn in Aquarius. It's always the case, but I think structures and our emotional ability to kind of feel these things is very present right now. So selenite, what it is, icy selenite is a form of gypsum with a calm, cool, and collected vibe. Moon in Aquarius. Who needs it? Healers, believers, the currently cleansing, juice, technology, etc. So people are trying to work through the excess, the 10 of Wands, right? When you're trying to release some of your bad habits and you want to overcome maybe some obstacles and tame yourself. So the people who are cleansing, sacrificing things. Oh, I don't want to do sugar. Oh, I don't want to look at porn. Oh, I don't want to spend X amount of money on stupid shit, so I'm cutting out Netflix or whatever, right? We have the strength to do these things, and thankfully the insight to see what's actually important versus not important. So who needs it? Healers, believers, the currently cleansing, the people who are sacrificing, juice cleansing, technology cleanse, etc. Where to put it? Wherever you want the slate wiped clean, i.e. your bedside table after a brutal work week, or around your apartment after somebody extra shady visits. When to use it? When you move into a new space and want any lingering bad juju to vamoose. When you pray to gods above. When you've been working with crystals and want to clear away the energy that they picked up in the process, give them a gentle tap with selenite. It says, clear your path to enlightenment. And that is, notice on the back of this card, Buddha sitting like this under the lotus tree. Not the lotus tree, the lotus is a flower. Under the Bodhi tree. He cleared his path to enlightenment, opened his third eye, right? Buddha became a Buddha, awakened. He was just a dude, kind of figuring things out. Basically almost like a Paris Hilton gone ascetic, essentially. But he found inner strength when he realized what to sacrifice. Attachments, desire, but it's about a middle path. It's not about having no desire. It's about knowing what to desire and how, right? It's like if you want to get to the top of a mountain, you can do that, but it's going to take some sacrifice and strength. And you can't tackle every mountain necessarily, right? So don't try to juggle too much right now, because that's just going to clog up your arteries, spiritually speaking, clog your third eye, blinkered vision, right? What you're going to want to do is take selenite energy and clear your path to enlightenment, which you can strongly do, right? Instead of getting distracted with trying to keep these animals in check, they are in check because she's risen above that energy. risen above the kind of fray of the passions, 10 of wands, and the excess, and sacrifice some things for others, right? So in order to climb the highest mountain, climb every mountain. Maybe not every mountain, but try maybe the highest mountain in your life that you see right ahead of you, right? And you can get to the top, strength card, but you're going to have to leave, your burdens behind. You're not going to be able to be thinking about your tax return form and all this kind of stuff as you're on the journey. It's funny because I listened to Alan Watts' guided meditation last night. It's like, just let these ideas kind of come and go like waves on the surface of the ocean. Ultimately, your awareness. So you're just a part of it all. You're breathing, your body, everything. But we get very distracted with particular parts of the ocean, and our true strength lies in our ability to transcend that, right? To clear our path to enlightenment with selenite. But we're going to have to sacrifice our obsessive mind, South Node in Scorpio, our over-erratic thoughts and a highly stimulated reality that we're in these days. It's always been like this, but more so now than ever, really. Uranus and Taurus, Mercury and Taurus. And we can steady as she goes up the hill and conquer it. Sun in Taurus, North Node in Taurus, but we have to be cool and calm and collected. Aquarius, Moon, and Saturn, and kind of release the, how would I put it? It's like, if you really want to get warm, you put the fire in a fireplace and you put a few logs in and you like get it going, and it's concentrated, right? As opposed to like burning down a forest here and there and hoping you get warm. See what I mean? You don't want to just like do willy-nilly kind of energy expenditure. You want to be strong, focused, sacrifice the excess so you can get up that hill, and the little can basically defeat the big, small, the great conquering the little, or whatever it was called. Clear your path to enlightenment by releasing that which you no longer need, because you're at the end of a cycle. We're about to hit eclipses. So it's about releasing, and focusing, both and towards the middle path. Releasing one extreme, releasing the other extreme, kind of find the middle and go in there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Leave a tip if you have. Holler for readings if you would so desire. I've only got 5-star reviews, so it's hot fire. $33 for cards for an hour, $88 for 3 hours of astrology, $111 for both. Check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast if you haven't. It's great. Almost 300 episodes. Some really quality stuffs there. And yeah, on this Saturn's Day, just try to open your eyes. Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream, as the Beatles would say. I think I've quoted 2 Beatles songs today. So that's where your true strength resides, in witnessing well, right? Clearing your path to enlightenment with selenite, releasing your attachments that are unnecessary, the excessive attachments, and getting up that hill, and then realizing it's a false peak, right? It's like, oh, there's hills, mountains beyond mountains, as Arcade Fire would say. And it's just this sprawl forever and ever, further up and further in, right, style. So, hopefully you enjoy your Saturday. Wish me luck on my mushroom trip. Once a week is kind of a lot, but like I said, I've kind of got that much, and I've only got so much time here in Costa Rica. I guess I could give them away, but I would feel kind of... Maybe that's my 10 of wands. Like, hey, you can't do all the trips. Who knows? So anyway, wish me luck, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Adios. Bye.